And we are very excited to have you here. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Citizens Academy and the VIP tiers that are here to their right. If I could have you stand for the presentation of colors by the Speedway Police Department Honor Guard.
Mark time. Honor guard. Left. Raise it. Halt. Colors. Pose. Right. Hey. Forward.
And if you would continue standing for our invocation by Speedway Police Department's chaplain, Holly Hardsaw.
Oh God, we do give you thanks for the many blessings that somehow we know. And we give you thanks for all those who are gathered here, those who have spent time learning and training, and those who have spent time teaching, just to be more informed and to be able to somehow work together as police and people who are citizens of this community. So we just ask your blessings upon this evening. Remind us of what a gift it is to be able to live in a country that can choose, in a country that can be a part. And so as we say thank you for that, we just ask that you remind us again and again that we are better together, and that through working together, there is much more blessings and abundance and much more peace. Amen.
All right, please be seated. Well, welcome again to this Wednesday night here at Speedway High School for this great ceremony honoring the classes that are graduating. And here tonight on this stage, I'm very proud to share the stage with some of the leadership from the Speedway Police Department. So let me introduce them to you. Chief Jim Campbell, Assistant Chief Chuck Upchurch, Captain Jason Deerdorf, Lieutenant Sam Alexander, Lieutenant Joe Killian, Chaplain Holly Hartsock, and last but not least, your co-facilitator, Sarah Eady. Also with us, part of our Speedway Police Department leadership out in the audience is our 3 commissioners. I'd like to recognize them if they at least give us a wave. Jim Oakes, Ted Breen, and Phil Smith. Thanks, guys, for being here. The other one I'd like to introduce, or not introduce, but recognize is all the many instructors. And if you have a program tonight, the instructors that helped out are on that sheet. And one of the things from when we started this class is the instructors, when they came on board with us, it was when they were first coming to it, they weren't really sure what to expect. But I could tell you now it's the 7th class, and these guys thoroughly enjoy the time that they get to spend with you. So let's give them a round of applause. So welcome to the Speedway Police Department law enforcement family, to both groups. As this group over here, they are graduating members of the Citizens Academy, and they all come from different of the 6 different classes that we've had so far. So with that, it doesn't stop here. There's opportunities with the Speedway Police Department to take this further. So we want you to keep that in mind, especially as we see them get their certificates. We've told you from class there's a lot more information that we can share with you, how you can get involved with them. So I encourage you, don't let it stop here. Stay involved with the police department. So what did you think? Was it what you expected? And is the police work that you got to experience, is it what you thought it would be, differently from what you see on TV? You know, this class is different than any other class that operates as a Citizens Academy. You got to go out on the EVOC course and you got to drive, some better than others. I think we left behind a few crumpled cones, but they're replaceable. You got to shoot. You got to see what type of guns that we use at the police department. You had that experience, and that's something that most people don't get to see. And it goes back to some shot better than others. Ladies, you did a phenomenal job. Some men should be worried. You got to experience what Speedway Police Department CSI looks like. It's not what you see in an hour episode, is it? You got to experience what the gang involvement and some of the things that we've experienced over the years and what we do to curb that. You got to see what SWAT looked like. And it's a little different again from what you might see on TV. So again, it boils down to what now? What do you do? Now that you have this experience under your belt, and one thing I've heard from every person that's been through this class is, wow, does it fly by. It goes quick. But here we are tonight to celebrate you and your accomplishment. I thank you, I know Sarah, the administration of this police department, our leadership, for your commitment that you gave us to this class and the time that you shared with us. Again, this was something that you did out of your own time, and we really appreciate that. It shows us as a community that you want to take a vested interest in what we do as a police department, and we thank you for that. So now what I'd like to do is turn it over to Chief Jim Campbell.
Again, good evening and welcome to class number 7 of the Citizens Academy, and also VIP Tier 2. You know, they've tried to confuse me by doing both of these the same night, but I'm going to try to get through it. The other one is, I've been told that you know, I either need to talk faster or have a shorter speech, that there's food waiting for you, and these people really didn't want to hear from me. You know, I think from the start, what I said is, this isn't about me. This isn't about Assistant Chief Upchurch. This is about the department. This is about the officers that you met. And I think now you know what I was saying. You also see why they didn't let me talk at the class, right? All right. You know, to family and friends, thank you for coming out. We have this in an auditorium for a reason. It is a graduation. You know, you've gone through 12 weeks. You've, as Trent said, done things that most people will never get a chance to do. But we want you to think of it as a graduation, because it is. And in some ways, a certification. You know, you now have had the opportunity to do things that very few get to do. You know, the other thing, I told you from the start, people really have three ways that they know the police. Now, I'm going to test you and ask you if you remember those, but, you know, one of them is family or friends. You know, you either have a friend who's a policeman or a member of your family. The second one is you watch a lot of television. And the third is traffic ticket. I'm going to give you a fourth, a Citizens Academy. And as far as I'm concerned, that's probably the best way for you to have ever gotten to know the police department and the officers that serve there. You know, you've had 12 weeks of sharing our lives together. You've had 12 weeks of a journey. We told you from day one, this is a journey. You know, this isn't 1 or 2 nights. This was a journey for you. We also know that it was 12 weeks of a partnership. You know, you learned a lot about us, we learned a lot about you, but we did it together. You know, you've seen and met your police department. Very few people get an opportunity to do that. In fact, I wish a lot more did. You now know what policemen do. You have a far better understanding of their role and duties. And like I said, you've got to do that in a way that very few people ever get a chance to do. You've heard firsthand from the officers who protect and serve you. And I think we never tried to make you police officers, but you sure got a better idea of what a policeman's job's all about. And that was our goal. You know, I believe your experience benefits you, but I also think it benefits the department and the town of Speedway. You know, Trent mentioned it, but officers had apprehension. You know, what's this all about? You're actually going to let people ride around with us? You know, you're going to let them see what we do? That's important, and it's been important to them. You know, I had a staff meeting today, and what I talked about at one point was how important this relationship has become, how the opportunity for us to share with the community and the community to share with us, as far as I'm concerned, brings us a lot closer together. And God only knows we need that right now. I even got an amen in the back on that one. You know, I think this is an experience that you will remember the rest of your life. When someone asks, what's a Glock 40, you're going to know. You're already smiling. You already know what that is. When somebody asks you, do the police go to driving school? You're going to say EVOC. Some better than others. Nobody got sick and threw up. I was pretty impressed by that. That they told me about, right? When you hear on the news that a canine dog apprehended a bad guy, you're going to think of Tom. I would ask you who you like better, Tom or Matt, but I won't embarrass Matt with that question. You know, and as Trent pointed out, when you see a crime lab truck on the news, you're going to have a lot better idea of why they're there, what they're doing, and honestly what they're capable of doing, which is very impressive. You know, the traffic law. Sam spent a lot of time talking about traffic law, did he not? And you're going to abide by every one of those, true, right? Traffic stops. One of the most dangerous things that policemen do, believe it or not, probably somewhat up there with domestics, is a traffic stop, because you never know who you're stopping. You had the opportunity to practice that. And even though you knew it was somebody in the class, you didn't know what bad thing they were going to do to you. Kind of gives you a different feeling about knowing that a policeman in the middle of the night is going to go out, stop cars that he has no idea, or she, any idea of who they just stopped or what's going to happen. You know, drugs, you have a better idea of what drugs are all about. You know, the money, the bad people that do it, and the cost that it is to the society that we live in. Gangs, I think Detective Restuccio probably gave you a pretty good idea about gangs, and again, without a lot of detail, you knew that we do have a good idea of what they're all about. We do know when we have issues in the town of Speedway, and I'm here to tell you every town has them. The prosecutor's office, most people don't have any idea the role the prosecutor's office plays in what we do. You know, we can't make an arrest that goes to court unless they approve it. And Sharon, I think, did a good job of telling you how that system worked. You know, and I think, well, I should mention the history of Speedway Police Department. If I didn't, Assistant Chief Upchurch wouldn't be very happy with me. You know a lot about the department and how it started and where it is today. Can't say as much about the history of policing. The instructor there was a little weak, I think, but can't do much about that now. And again, I think to me the most important thing is when you see an officer, you're going to know that they're a dedicated public servant, and you're going to be proud to know what they do. So I guess it's congratulations, Class 7, and at some point, may your best days of support and working with us be ahead of you. And on behalf of the men and women of the Speedway Police Department, thank you. Okay? Don't clap yet, I'm not done. Remember they tried to trick me? There's another group over here. You know, congratulations. You know, you're a special group, and I think you know that. I think you know how I feel about the alumni, the Tier 1, the Tier 2. You know, we have gotten accustomed again that we really can't operate without you. You know, we need that support, we need that influence, and we need the relationship. And hopefully you've talked to some Tier 2 people and you know what you're about to do, because you showed up tonight, so that must be a good thing. You know, the Citizens Academy has probably been one of the best programs that we've done in the last few years. And VIP is probably one of the true blessings out of that, and we appreciate it. Again, in a staff meeting today, we talked about the role that, you know, we couldn't do it without the support that we've come to rely on, and we obviously publicly recognize that. Now, you have accepted a challenge and a mission, and you're going to hear a lot more about that by somebody other than me probably, but that's coming. You've raised the bar on what we consider as community policing and citizen involvement. At some point, you know, the public talks about public safety. You know, the news media tells you about public safety, but you've become a member of the police family. You're going to know about public safety in ways, again, that very few people get an opportunity to do. Rain, sleet, snow, you're going to wind up serving the community. You know, we have so many special events in Speedway now, and it's a good thing. Whether you're going to be walking in the park, which some of you have already done, being at a special event, walking on Main Street, Relay for Life, Trunk or Treat, mini marathon, Shred It, you're going to be there. And most of you have already been there in different capacities, but now as a VIP, you'll be there again. We could not have done some of those events without the support from this group and from the alumni. So as Trent said, if you still want to do something, there'll be some opportunities for you to do that. And look at those folks. We didn't beat them up too bad. I mean, of course, they only went 8 weeks. You went 12, but. All right, you provide a great service to the department, to the town of Speedway, and we look forward to you joining the ranks of the VIP Tier 2. My real job tonight, in case you were wondering, was to say thank you. And I know Trent made some comments and brought up some folks, and that's important. First of all, I want to thank Trent. You know, he serves as an outstanding individual to represent us on, you know, a master of ceremonies. And, you know, if I looked like Trent, hell, who knows what I could. Oh, wait a minute, I'm on television. I got to be careful. Trent does an outstanding job of representing us and working with you, and I really don't care what I say. You do know that too, right? But Trent, thank you. He mentioned the instructors. He mentioned the people that come in and provide the information that, you know, is what makes this class work. You know, hopefully some of them will watch the TV and see this, but, you know, we do thank them. I thanked them today. I told them how important it is that they come and do this. But we don't thank them enough. You know, the alumni and the VIP, I've never felt so welcome when I come to your meetings and there's food, water, you know. I know Build It and they'll come, well, Feed Them and they'll come too. So, you know, thank you to the alumni that took the time and brought the drinks and brought the food, and it was appreciated. Ken Hall and the school, we do not have a better partner in the community than Ken Hall. We do not have any better support than we get from Speedway Schools. Speedway is an excellent community to live in because of its schools. And I say that a lot too, if you can't tell. Police commissioners, I can't say enough. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have said bad words because those are my three bosses sitting back there. Jim Oakes, Phil Smith, Ted Breen, they know we appreciate what they do. But they also know we couldn't do what we do without their help and their support. So be nice to them, they are my boss. Even the town council, we've had council meeting members who have gone through the alumni sessions, but each and every one of them know and understand what the Citizens Academy is all about. Most of the evenings that I go to a council meeting and get the opportunity, I talk about what the VIPs, what the alumni and folks have done for us and the support that they've given us. And I'm asked by members of the council. So we couldn't ask for better supporters. Now, Tier 2, Lieutenant Alexander. You still like Sam after the? Yes. You do? Okay. Well, I was going to say some good words about him then. Sam has done an excellent job in helping coordinate the Tier 2, along with Joe Killian. And between them, they've, you know, coordinated, managed the Tier 2 program. And that's much appreciated. Where is Sam? There he is. Did you see Sam? Okay. Now, again, the instructors, they utilized many of the same instructors, but we had a whole different set of instructors that also participated there. Now, the most important thing that I was supposed to do tonight is say thank you to class number 7 and thank you to Tier 2. Okay? I could have done that a lot briefer, right? Is that what you're thinking? I'm going to leave you with a quote. For those of you that remembered the guy teaching the history of policing, Sir Robert Peel. Remember who he was? Father of policing. The police are the public, and the public are the police. The police being the only members of the public who are paid to give full attention to duties, which are incumbent on every citizen in the interest of community welfare and community existence. This is not only a police responsibility, and you've stepped up and accepted a major role in helping us in that partnership that we call community policing. Thank you and have a good evening.
I'd like to now introduce to you Lieutenant Joe Killian of the Reserve Division and overseer of the VIP, along with Lieutenant Sam Alexander.
Good evening. I'd like to start off thanking the VIP Tier 2 group and Tier 1 for their commitment to volunteering to help the police department with the aiding of all of the events that we now are responsible for. They are a great help for this community and provide a very important service. I'd also like to thank their families, because that is also a part of this program. Their families have to give them away to the department to be utilized for these events and so on. It's a big sacrifice that their families have to take as well. Without the VIPs, we could not do the events that we are currently doing, as well as the sacrifice that they make to do these events in the sense of they can't attend them with their family. It's a big responsibility that they take on for public service, whether it be directing traffic, working at a station to make sure traffic does not come into the event, or providing vital information to the public. We now have 7 new graduates that are going to come up tonight on stage, along with 7 others that are currently in the VIP 2 program. And we hope over the next several years to expand this program into a group 3 and 4. With that being said, I just want to again thank them, and we will start the next process, which will be the awards. Thank you.
All right, so how we're going to do this is we're going to go ahead and present the certificates of completion to our Citizens Academy class. And if I could have Chief, Sarah, and one other note, I think we all know, for the tier folks and also Citizens Academy, we kind of know who the brains behind the operation is. So Sarah Edie, if it wasn't for her, I think most of us would be lost up here on the stage if we didn't have her a part of this. So got to give her another round of applause.
Another round of applause. I had a whole speech on Sarah, but she said she'd kill me if I read it, so that's why.
So Class 7, if you'll please rise and come over here to this side of the stage, and as I call your name, come up and receive your certificate of completion. Denise Albrecht. Chuck Blessing. Michelle Brooks. Travis Brooks. Butch Brochures. Bernice Nkowski. Dave Dusterberg. Peggy Houston. Kevin Houston. Jeff Lund. Karen McCullough. Ron McCullough. Diana Miller. Pat Pickerel. Jim Wilson. Debbie Woodson. Thank you, class 1607. You can have a seat. Did you want me to read? You want to read your folks off? Come on up, Sam. I'm going to turn over the announcing now to Lieutenant Sam Alexander.
See you who's going to get to talk, Sam.
See you later. Oh, okay, good deal. Okay, our new Tier 2 member, starting with Mr. Eric Brown. Ms. Pauletta Dusterberg. Mr. John Goldson. Mr. Wayne Grabman. Ms. Monica Marks. Ms. Debbie West. And Miss Vicki Wilkerson. And that's our new group of the Tier 2. Welcome and congratulations.
Again, thank you so much for your participation and your commitment to both groups. Thank you to the families that attended here tonight. I know how much that your loved ones support you being here. We know the commitment that you also make and your patience as they go through these programs. One thing I can tell you, though, is when you leave here tonight, Citizens Academy, share what you learned with your friends and your family. Pass it on. We'll have more classes to come in the future, and it's always great to hear from other folks that came and say, my friend, my neighbor encouraged me to be part of this class, and especially when they give your name, it means a lot to us. So with that, thank you so much. We will have a reception tonight. If you just go out the doors, go down to the cafeteria, our incredible Citizens Academy alumni and our tier folks have everything set up. So we're really looking forward to seeing you down there and saying hello. If I can have Holly come back up and give us a benediction. And classes, we're going to do class pictures at the end. So if you want to just hang tight up here and we'll go from there.
And you might as well stand as you're comfortable, right? So well done. Give yourselves a hand. And so may you go from this place knowing that you've worked, you spent time, you've got work to do, right? Right. Yep. And you do too, back there, folks. But as you go, remember you're a part of somehow bringing community together, because sometimes those who are on the outside look and make judgments that are not very correct. Have you found that out? And you've learned that some of the judgments you had coming into this were not correct. Is that right? Yeah. So we continue to learn, and just that reminder that together we can do a whole lot better. And for this community that is so unique and so valuable, that has people like this. Now, there are good and bad things about those people like that, but they're actually wonderful men and women of incredible integrity, and they serve in this place in a way that we need to just embrace and love on them. So continue to do that and continue to spread the word. So go in peace, knowing that you go not alone, and go be those peacemakers in a gentle and loving way, not speeding around, but being present. Amen.
That concludes tonight's ceremony. Thank you.